Hi guys, and welcome back to SITENG. Today's video is a second one covering the capping beam drawings, and in today's video I'm going to show you the sections of the capping beam. We're going to be looking for the information here, and also elevation drawing, elevation of the capping beam, any other case, the elevation of the liner wall. So yeah, let's go. So guys, in this video I'm going to show you first block A and block C. As you watch my last video, these are two different designers showing actually the same kind of works, and that's very interesting. But as they providing the information in different way, now I downloaded few drawings. You're gonna check, obviously, once you're gonna be doing this, you want to make sure you got all the information taken from the drawing register and then from your drawing platform, whatever is used on your site. So I'm gonna show you that few drawings. As you remember here, we got the pile cutoff level information on this one, but we don't have information about any columns here on the capping beam, and obviously we assuming there will be some. And that's why we checked the GA for the ground floor, and always we're going to be doing that, so you can see there will be columns, and the columns going to be actually coming from our capping beam. And we confirmed that obviously on the rebar drawing, but you can assume this: once the columns are on top of the beam, the column starter has to come out of the beam, as these bars they're going to be big bars and they have to be in the capping beam. I want to show you the liner wall elevation drawing here. We're going to come back to this drawing when we're going to be doing the liner wall, but just to show you the information we had on that GA about the penetrations was in here, that the penetration looked like they will be below the capping beam. So this drawing here now is our confirmation that that's the case, and we don't need any penetration through our capping beam. And you got all positions here, you got diameters, but that's going to be installed later. So this is good news for us for now, at least. Once we're going to construct in the capping beam, they're going to be a little bit of pain later when we're going to be doing the liner wall. As you can see, there's quite a lot of penetration, so they have to be set correctly while we're going to be doing the liner wall. But that's information we need anyway now when we're constructing the capping beam. So that's the typical elevation drawing. It's not the capping beam elevation, and this designer doesn't provide this information. Show you the liner wall elevation, and you can see the beam here, the steps in the beam obviously, but the information we can take from here is, as I said, about the penetration. So I'm going to show the sections as well, which this designer provides. So the section is quite okay. You can see here there is a typical capping beam section, temporary state. That means the capping beam is in temporary state before we're going to dig all this area here. Before we're going to construct the basement slab and before we're going to construct the ground floor slab. So your permanent state is actually shown in here. So this is quite good drawing in terms of if you want to see what's the temporary condition and what's the permanent condition in here. So, but we're gonna have a look quickly here. I'm gonna zoom it in, and yeah, you can see here the pile socketed into capping beam 75 mil. So that's pile socketed into capping beam. So that's that 75 mil projection I mentioned on the last video when we checked the top of the concrete minus that 1200 plus 75 mil. That was our cutoff level. So that's pile cutoff level, and we can compare with the pile schedule, the cutoffs level. We can compare this if it's all working, just to make sure it's all right. But that's how it works. You got a 1200 from the top of the concrete plus your 75 mil. That will be your cutoff level, and the blinding level gonna be here. So that's gonna be your level minus 1200. So as you can see here is 880. So the temporary condition, we're not going to be building all the beam in terms of concrete. Obviously the rebar, as you can see, the rebar going to be up to here, and rebar have to be installed all the way for all the beam. But in temporary condition, we're going to be pouring only up to here, which you can see actually on my video showing the construction of the capping beam in real life. So reinforcement to project minimum 40 times diameter. That's very important information for us. And to be bent over in top of cage if necessary, but in this case we got 1200 high beam minus that 75 mil. Obviously the bar have to be anchored from this level. So if it's 20 mil bar, that's going to be only 800. So that's enough. So we don't have to bend the bars, as this is a 1200 beam. So all this information we don't need is now. We can have a quick look on this one. Suggested top of pile mat level. So that's what we done before. Assumed formation level for this is actually different. It's 850. As maybe you remember, you watched the video, that was 500 mat. So As you can see, there might be different information in different drawings. So you can see it's 850 here, assumed formation level, but this is not the case. This is a section for the capping beam, and you're not looking at it while we're doing the piling mat. So that's maybe the little tip. Once you're doing the piling mat, you need to make sure you got all drawings for the piling mat only. And once we're doing the capping beam, this is the capping beam section. We're looking at the capping beam. We want to have a look here, but we're not going by this drawing. As you can see, this is completely different to what we have done from the previous videos. But this is a capping beam, and we want to have a look at the capping beam at the permanent state now. So you can see the beam, yeah, it's 1080 beam, 1200 high. You see that 600 slab connecting to the beam. It's going to be connecting at different levels. So it's here on this drawing, that was that dashed area. So 600 thickening of the slab, all on the perimeter of the building here, and that's how it looks here on the section. So we need to make sure about this level. So this level here, we're going to be taking from the GA drawing. As I said, as you can see, there are some steps. We just want to make sure if, as you can see, there's a steps in the slab. So you got 46,990 top of the slabs and 47,140 top of the slab. And we're talking about the slab here. You can see this is 600, so it's shown actually here. That's what we're talking about. And now in this, let's say grid line AJ and H, it's 47,140. And if you go back to the capping beam drawing, it's AJ, AH, and the top of the concrete here for the capping beam is 46,765. So you can see here next to grid line AJ, I hope you're with me now, between AJ and AK, you got 46,765, and the top of the slab here, AJ, AK, is 47,140. So that will be actually the case shown on this section. The slab going to be a little bit above the top of the beam. So this is the things we need to have a look. That's why you need to look at this section, to have it in your head, to open your eyes on it, to see how it's going to be looking. So that'll be, I think, all the drawings now for block A. We got all the information. Obviously, in the next video, I'm going to show you the rebar drawing. We're going to talk a little bit about the RC drawings. And then we're going to do the summary of all these drawings. We're going to double check if you got all the information and if you're going to be good to go. And we probably going to create our own drawing later. I maybe do the separate video for doing the markups, taking the sections to our working drawings. That will be very important, just to create a drawing for ourselves. While keeping all these drawings printed, we want one working drawing for ourselves where information going to be just made by us and for us really. So they're going to be making our life easier. So now I'm going to go to block C. You remember this GA here, which was showing the sections. So we know here from this point to this point there is a section 5 on drawing 35, and I'm going to open this drawing in a second. Section 5, so you can see that drawing refers to the sections. It's a big nice drawing here with a loads of sections, so there's a loads of information, but what I can tell you now, the information is provided in a very clear and very good way, because once you got your GA, you know where to refer. And when we're going to be preparing our working drawing, I'll probably move these sections here, and I'm going to do the markups with the different colors, so you're going to see how can you make your life easy. Section number 5, you got a section number 12 here, 16, section number 6, in this case. Let's have a look. So you know now from this point to this point, that's going to be section 6. So let's have a quick look. Section 6, we're going to go, section 6 is here. That's how that beam going to be looking in that area. So it's very good, guys. The information is I'm really happy with it. When I'm on the job and I see something like this, I'm really happy, because I know I'm not going to be wasting much time for asking the questions and making sure all is correct, as this is quite alright. And let's maybe zoom this in and let's have a look how the typical section looks. So yeah, it says it's a 1000 deep capping beam, 1080 wide, so same width as on the block A, but as you can see here is only 1 meter deep, so it's less than the other one. It's partially constructed, 830 width before excavation commences. That's very good information. You can see that's our temporary condition, which was shown on the other drawing actually for the other block, but that's very good note here. 830 width before excavation commences. Here it's a tolerance for the piles themselves, for the contic pile wall, as the piles might be off the level or off the position, and they got quite big tolerance, so that's why it's 130 here. 450 diameter continuous pile wall, retention system to be confirmed by piling contractor. So in this case there was no retention system, actually there was no temporary works. I'm going to cover temporary works in one of my videos, definitely, as in most cases actually you're going to see the propping system, and then reinforcement continuity system. So we know now here that the designer going to be connecting the slab using the reinforcement continuity system. Obviously we need to double check it with the rebar drawing and all the stuff, but as you can see, what's very important for us, we obviously constructing at the first time, we constructing the beam at 830 with it. So this reinforcement system going to be installed later in the wall, in the liner wall. So that's very good info for us, as we don't have to do anything yet to make sure that we have the connection, we have the interface finished between the capping beam and the ground floor slab. What we were missing here, we were missing the cutoff level for the piles. Obviously we can sort it out ourselves, as I said before. Now we know there is from the sections we know there is a 1000 beam and there is a 75 mil projection. We know taking this level 45875 minus our 1 meter beam got going to be 44875 plus 75, so that's going to be 44950 going to be our cutoff level. But as you can see now, I'm going to open the elevation drawing, and this designer actually, it's very good information again. This designer provides elevation drawing for the capping beam, but you can see here there will be penetrations going through the capping beam, and that's very important. We got an invert level of these, and it says elevation on capping beam CB1, so all information is all good. So we are very happy. Actually, I think, guys, that's all we need really here. We got the GA with the columns setting out, with the columns. You can see the column sizes. Then we have all sections. So the designer show you how the beam gonna be looking in each section. So he took actually his time to show it. Is very good. But the more information we got, the better. And we got also the elevation, which shows us a cutoff level here. So you can see it's 400, 475. So that's what I said. It's 46, 400 minus 1 meter deep beam plus 75. It's your 45, 475. So that's very good, guys. And I think that will be all in this video. I'm going to go in the next video. I'm going to show you the rebar drawing, and we're going to take all the drawings together. We're going to make sure we got all information. And then we're going to create our working drawings where we're going to be keeping information for ourselves. From the GA, from the very first drawing we're opening, we're going to be looking for the different information. As we're going to collect all the information provided on the GA. We're going to be then looking for the missing information, let's say like columns in this case. And then while we're opening this one, we got the columns, but we don't have, for instance, the cutoff level. So that's how we're going to be working. We got the GA, and we then collecting all information using our GA for the ground floor, wall elevations, all the sections we can get, and that's how it goes. So the more information we got, the better. And same in this case, we were missing the cutoff level, so we found it here on the capping beam elevation. So we got here, and once we got the sections here, we can look at the section for the areas provided on the GA. So while in this case we got just a typical section in the permanent state for the beam. But that's actually well enough. It might be actually all the way around the perimeter of the building. It might be actually same scenario. So it might be enough. We double checked it later on the rebar drawing as well, where the connection is going to be provided between the capping beam and the slab. And in this case, it's very good information. So yeah, guys, thank you again for watching. If you got any questions, just please leave the comments below, and I try to reply and explain as best as I can. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on. And as I said, on the next video, we're going to be start covering the rebar drawing, which is very interesting, and that's going to complete all our capping beam drawing information. So yeah, see you.